we did carry a Frisbee around the entire year.
For 1 year, we had a Frisbee with us.
Which a bunch of Laotian kids are going to love it, because we had taught them how to play ultimate Frisbee and then left the Frisbee
With their school, so now they have a recess toy that they can play with. So I think that was one of the biggest lessons that we learned, is that there's no box that volunteering fits into. It can be as whatever you want it to be, and you can make it whatever you want it to become. So for us, it was a very valuable learning tool. I think when we first started on the trip, volunteering was going to be, like we said, this romanticized view that you go into a community, you do something for a week, and you're going to change their life forever. And volunteering is a lot more than that. If you want to make the long-term impact, like we did with Jorge Luis, we made a commitment to them, and that's where we're seeing not only benefit for them, but we're also receiving a lot of benefit from seeing them succeed. So that has been, I think, the most transformative thing for us, is seeing the long-term impact that sustainable volunteering can have on a community.
You'll be visiting them often?
So the plan right now is to go back maybe every 2 or 3 years to visit, not for extended periods of time, but maybe for a month or 2 at a time. Right now we're in constant phone communication with them. So we have them on a phone app called WhatsApp, which is we can text and call internationally for free. So it's worked out really well. That's how we got most of the communication for the shipments to happen. So we still talk to them on a regular basis. Face-to-face will probably be several years between visits, just because it's actually very expensive to get to. South America in general is. So we're hoping to save up a little bit of money and go down there and really make sure that they know that we are there with them.
It is possible that may change. I mean, we've had some ideas on our mind, and a big thing with this is they speak only Spanish. So we were communicating them solely in Spanish. I think they would like to learn English, but haven't really had the means or the resources to do so. So there's kind of been ideas of creating a workaway. We were talking about that volunteer website where you can create a volunteer experience where they could potentially learn English. So we have quite a few ideas. We also have an idea of this Cusco Gourds experience of teaching people how to create gourds when they're in Cusco. So we're trying to figure out, is shipping the right way, or is it more keeping them local? So we're trying to figure out how they want to live, or if they even want change. A big thing with them is we always ask, is this something you want to do? Because if they don't want to do it, we don't push it ever. And yeah.
Have you formulated any marketing plans or any thoughts along that line?
We honestly haven't gone that far. I think one part that we realize with this is that slow is better. So we really, I think, like we're working with Bill and Rini over there to try to find shipping and whatnot. And I think what we realized is that going too fast could actually have adverse effects. And so we decided to go as slow as possible, because for them, I mean, this is very new. And if we make any big changes to their life, they might not have enough income to be able to survive. And so we've kind of been bouncing some ideas, but right now we're in a very heavy brainstorming phase, I would consider it.
One of the things that we did do is we made them business cards while we were down in Peru, so that if they have a tourist that comes by or a visitor, they can hand them a business card with their phone number on it and the website on it, so they can maybe start spreading the word if they know other travelers that are coming to Cusco that might be interested in purchasing from the producer rather than from the vendor. So that was probably one of the first, after the website, that was the next business step that we made for them. But like Aaron said, slow and steady.
And for him it was validity. He's not just a guy selling gourds on the street, he's Cusco Gourds, and so for him he uses the card and the website to gain instant validity, and someone says, oh, this is real. Yeah. And you can go on, you can see it, and he's not just some guy trying to rip you off. And it's really great. We always tried to go to the vendors, the manufacturers, so the people who actually make the materials, because that's the people who are putting in the hard work. They're not selling it, and that's the reason they moved to Cusco, as Rebecca said, because they were originally getting their items bought and then sold in Cusco. So they're like, well, why can't we just sell in Cusco? So lots of options right now, and as Rebecca said, their shop rent costs $1,800 a month. So it's in their best interest to almost, to think of other ways. That's a huge overhead cost you have to cover, and it comes right out of profits. But it takes a big leap of faith to say, hey, why don't you shut down that $1,800 a month investment, and we'll make sure you have enough gourd income. That takes a lot of trust. And personally, we aren't sure if we're ready for that commitment coming back from 14 months abroad. Maybe in a year, yes. And so that's why it's been going at this pace, is that I think we're also becoming more ready as we work with them. One thing that we did learn that I think has really had an impact on me is that it's much better to show people how to do things rather than demand it. So for example with them is we would use our money to invest with them. So for example, we paid them for these gourds, and then we taught them how to ship. They'd never shipped anything. And so through that, we taught them how to ship. We sent them literally listed instructions of how to do it. They'd never made a custom gourd. We sent them sheets of exactly what they were gonna be drawing on these gourds so that they had something to model it after. And so, really living, we both went to Cal Poly, which is, their motto is learn by doing, and I've always believed in that motto, and it works incredibly well for volunteer work. And so we really, throughout our entire trip, is we would invest our money in people that we believed in, and sometimes we would pay a little bit more if we felt like it was the right type of investment.
Yes.
Rebecca, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but how old are you guys?
I'm 30.
Oh, how old are we? Okay, sorry, I didn't hear the question. I'm 29. Turn 30
Thank you.
very soon. So we had, in Thailand, we had a group of 16 of us that came out to surprise Rebecca. So Rebecca kind of knew what was going on, but it was actually quite hard to plan because we spend 24 hours a day together. And so 16 of our friends came out to Koh Tao, an island in Thailand, and celebrated Rebecca's 30th birthday.
Mia was there too, Aaron's cousin, who is sitting right here in the audience.
It was just a wonderful group of people, and it was right after we had just got done with our Nepal volunteer experience, and it was just so great to see friendly faces. And this group of people, I think, taught us more than anything that, your core friends, those are the people that don't have expectations of you. We spent an entire week with them, not a single bit of drama, and it just brought so much love into our life to have people who just understood it. We all split things with money and had absolutely no problems, and everyone left just with a smile on their faces after a week together. So it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Thank you so much.
15 minutes over.
Goodness, wow.
Oh, yeah.